Hello, hello. So, I've been requested by a few people now that have reached out to me after some of the other videos I put up with premature ejaculation and some other things I've shared. And I thought I would just write down some notes to summarize what I have used personally in my life to last longer in bed naturally. And I say naturally because there is so many bullshit drugs out there, creams, things that you can like rub on your dick and like put under your tongue. Like when I was younger, there was this big billboard that was on the side of the highway that said, "Do you want longer lasting sex?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah." I was coming way too fast. I was not pleasing my girlfriend, the whole stuff that happens. So I rang them up. I did a little quick consultation with some kind of doctor, and then they sent me these little strips, and I put these strips under my tongue. And these strips were made mainly of tramadol. Tramadol is like an antidepressant, and one of the side effects is basically you do not feel so much in your genitals, so you don't come. And I was like, okay. The first time I had it put in my tongue, I was like, how does this make me feel? I felt a little bit spaced out, and I was like, whoa, when I tried to masturbate and I couldn't come at all, and I was like, okay, does that, but I can't feel anything, so I like lost feeling. Basically, I went numb in my genitals, and I was like, holy shit, this is pretty weird feeling. I felt super spaced out, like I was on drugs. And basically I looked it up, and tramadol was the main ingredient in there. And yeah, tramadol is fucking horrible. You don't want to be putting this into your body. And this is basically what they're selling to men that want to last longer in bed. They're not telling them about tantra, or they're telling them about things that can really help them naturally, because obviously it's always about making money, right? Of course, number one, it's always making money. So they don't give a fuck about your health in the end, really. So I went on a path over the many years, finding different techniques and things that really helped me get into my body, my mind, and start to create a better relationship with my mind and my body to be able to last longer in bed. So I've created some little points here, and yeah, it kind of just narrows things down. I will go deeper into these topics in other videos, but here they are, my top tips for lasting longer in bed. So, number one, first of all, if you don't have a partner, self-pleasure practice helped me immensely. Self-pleasure practice without the expectation of coming. So masturbating, I used to masturbate hard and fast to get one out. I thought people were listening. I thought I had to do it fast. A quick release, this kind of thing. So as soon as you start to change your mindset with your self-pleasure practice, that is going to change your mindset for when you're having sex with your partner, your lover, whoever. So having a good solid foundation in your self-pleasure practice, that is going to help you immensely. So take your time. Don't just masturbate super hard and fast until you come. Masturbate in a way that you're feeling your genitals, feel the softness, feel the pleasure of it, feel the sensations in your body while you're masturbating. And try not to use porn. Porn is out there. I went through this in a different video about porn. This is going to be, so I won't go into that. But yeah, the self-pleasure practice has been one of the biggest key elements to me, going from 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute. Now I have sex up to 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours. It's crazy what can happen when you start to change your mindset to just rubbing one out, release some stress, or these kinds of things. Because a lot of us, when we were young, we had a lot of people, telling us it's bad to masturbate. Maybe you have people that are in the other room and you want to be quiet, you want to do it fast so no one can hear you before someone can discover that you're masturbating, So having a good self-pleasure practice, that is for sure one of the best things you can do. And I'll go into a deeper talk about self-pleasure in another video. So yeah, self-pleasure without the expectation of coming. So also playing with yourself and feeling good and getting to the point of orgasm and not coming. And then that way you're going to really learn how to get into the mindset of like, hey, I can have sex with also out coming and still feel the pleasure of being with my partner and being in the moment, and all the beautiful things that sex brings. So that is one of the big main things, self-pleasure practice. Slowing down, slow down, slow down. This is something I really needed to tap into. I was going too hard and fast like they do in porn. This is a big one. If you have a partner, it is always beautiful to communicate with your partner that, hey, I don't want to come during sex. This is not the expectation of why we're having sex. So slowing right down, like really, this is going to be one of the biggest things that will help you last longer in bed. You don't have to fuck hard and fast to pleasure your partner, because that's not actually really what they want. They think they want it until you start going slower, and until you start allowing their body to open up, allowing their feminine to receive your masculine energy, and you, by slowing down and not just fucking hard jackhammer rabbit style, penetrating them, they're going to feel a whole new side of sensation and pleasures that they've never experienced before. If that's all they've been used to, is someone is fucking them hard and fast like they do in porn, that's a huge thing. Women also watch porn and they expect men to also be like that. And if they've only had sex like that, then of course, if you're just gonna do that, and then if you fuck someone hard and fast, you're not a porn star, and it's not staged like porn. You're gonna blow your load pretty damn quickly, and that's gonna be like, oh man, and you're gonna get down on yourself. So really start to change the mindset of hard and fast does not equal ultimate pleasure. Okay, this is also coming from my partner telling me this. Yeah, like I have a very beautiful relationship with a very healthy sex life, and she is over the moon happy with how our sex life is, and this is feedback she gives me, so I'm telling it from my mouth and her mouth. So yeah, slow down, feel the sensations, cuddle, feel the body, feel all the beautiful sensations that happen during intercourse. You don't even have to move, breathe together, etc. So really just slow the fuck down. Don't always go into sex with the expectation of coming. Like really go into it just for the enjoyment of the experience with your partner. Slow down as much as you can. And then from there, you build the sensitivity in your penis, and when you're going to ejaculate, so you can actually control it more. Of course, if you're fucking hard and fast and then the feeling to ejaculate comes up, you're gonna blow your load pretty quickly. But if you're going super slow and then the feeling comes up, you can really stop. And this brings me to my next one. Be okay with completely stopping, and let your partner know, hey, I'm on this journey to being able to last longer. I may have to stop during sex. And that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong. It's just a part of what I'm doing. It becomes an experience for both of you. So the communication has to come from both sides. Okay? So this is a big one as well. Communication, really speak up about like what you're doing, because sometimes a woman is like, hey, if I can't make you come, then I'm not doing it right, or if she's giving you a blowjob or something and you can't come, then usually they think something is wrong. This is just from my own personal experience, what I've experienced with girls, ex-girlfriends, is if they can't make you come, they feel like they're not worthy or not good enough or something. And that's really what you have to help reprogram in their mind as well. It's like, hey, like I don't need to come to have a good time, to experience pleasure, to be in this moment with you. And the more you communicate this with your partner, then it becomes, it's a two-way road. Both of you have to understand that this takes work from both sides. And, I'm speaking from my own personal journey here, so maybe it resonates with you, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you're on a completely different level or stage of your journey. But this is a big one, communication. Really, like, openly talk and be like, hey, even during sex, like, hey, I feel like I'm gonna come, can we just stop? And that's totally fine, and the more you do that, the more you learn how to control that urge. And maybe it's a little bit of awkwardness at first and this, and maybe you do come, and then you're like, whoa, okay, that is another one. Do not beat yourself up if you come, because it's all a part of the journey, right? We're not perfect. Like, I've been on this journey for a long time and I still come, and I really fucking enjoy it, because it's like, wow, if that was meant to happen, it happened. Whereas in the past, I've also been where I come and I'm like, oh fuck, and then I beat myself up about it because I'm like, I'm trying to last longer and I'm still coming, and then I'd really get down on myself, and that's not what it's about. Okay, so stopping. The communication between you and your partner is such a huge key factor of this. So many people don't talk to each other about this. It's like it's so obvious, but so many people don't do it. They don't talk after sex. They don't say, hey, this happened, how did you feel? This, could have been this or could have been that, like the amount of times I talk to my partner about sex, like straight afterwards or, down further in the day, and we just tune in and ask how it was for each other, and it's like dancing. It's like any skill you do with a partner, the more you communicate, the more you tap into like, how can it be better next time, or how can you improve, what didn't you like, there's so many things. So communication is such a huge thing, and the more you do this, the more you step into this role of like, hey, I'm trying to control myself, I'm trying to be in my power as a man, the more your partner can drop into the feminine. So she can receive you, she can soften to you, she can soften to your masculine energy, because a lot of the time women are quite in their masculine as well. So that sometimes creates different kind of polarity, and it is hard for a woman to really surrender and just let go and let, the softness come and the sensitivity come into her pussy, because so many women have received men inside them when they're not ready for sex, when their pussy is not ready for sex, and it creates trauma, it creates hardness, it creates hard muscle tissue. This is also why like yoni dearmoring is a thing, like to really massage the inside of your pussy until it is, receiving soft, until it's soft and it can receive a man in his true power, and it's in his fullest, basically. So there's a whole, I'm gonna have many different episodes about this, or talks, so I can go deeper into that. But this is a big one. Like, the woman has to really feel safe for you to, be inside her as well. So communicating, doing this slowly, entering slowly, all these kinds of things. It's a beautiful place to really tap into how to last longer, and last as long as you want, because it is just a mindset. For a long time I thought, fuck, this is never going to change, I'm just broken, this is how I am. And that is bullshit. It is just the mindset. Like I said, I went from seconds to minutes to hours to as long as I want, to having multiple orgasms even without coming. So it's very possible. All right. So yeah. And yeah, quickies. A lot of people have quickies, and that's totally fine. Sometimes you have a quickie and you come and you're like, cool, it's beautiful. That's totally fine. Of course, you're gonna come quite fast when you're both hot and lusting for each other, and then you just, you fuck hard and fast and you come, and then it's like, cool, get on with your day. That's totally fine, right? But if you're gonna do that, you don't want to do it too many times, too often, because then you also get into the mindset that that's what sex is kind of about. Unless you have a quickie without coming, like really enter each other, maybe just hold each other, breathe with each other, like make out, and then stop having sex when you want more sex. So this was a big one for me, that I learned recently, and it's the same with eating consciously, that you should stop eating when you want more food. So it's the same with sex. So when you're having sex, and this is a beautiful way to get into longer lasting sex for semen retention practices as well, is when you're still having sex and you're feeling super hot and horny for each other, like, see if you can bring yourself to come to a stop, and then just stop having sex while you really still want each other. I know it sounds pretty hard, and if you're not used to it, it can be like, what the fuck, why would I do that? I want to come. But trust me, doing this is going to fill you full of so much beautiful sexual energy that it will teach you how to control your urges, to circulate your sexual energy, to see that I don't have to have sex with the outcome of coming. So, and trust me, if you leave sex when you're really horny and rock hard, then like throughout the day you're so fucking like amped up and full of this beautiful energy. And I noticed like when I do it with my partner, like we're just so like lovey and kissy throughout the day that we're just like, it just juices things up a lot, because you still have that like that kind of energy, because usually when you come you feel quite depleted, and that's literally what's happening. You're depleting your life force energy. So if you're not allowing that to happen, then you start to breathe this energy through your body, and you become like super fucking charged. Yeah, and you can channel this into other things, other aspects of your life, which I'll also talk about it in another video. Okay. Breathing. So getting onto more like the physical like exercises that you can do for lasting longer in sex. Breathing is a key factor of this. If you're not in tune with your breath, then you can't really tune in with your body. It's the same as with yoga, with working out, with everything. If you're shallow of breath, then usually you're not getting your full you're not fully connected. So I feel that is a big part of it, is the breathing. Slow your breathing down, slow your sex down. Feel into your body, like breathe into your penis. And if you feel this urge in your penis, like your cock is getting super hard and ready to blow, then see if you can inhale that pressure, that sensation into your spine, bring it up to your forehead, into your third eye, and then as you exhale, send it down the front. And you can visualize this, and you can do this also by clenching your perineum. And your perineum is like the muscles between like your balls and your anus, and it's kind of like when you stop yourself from peeing. That's the squeezing sensation that you get. You can squeeze that while breathing, and that is one technique as well to slow the sensation down of coming. So you can use that. First it can be a really hard clenching sensation, but then it gets more subtle all over time, so it becomes less and less of like a really strict muscle contraction. So doing that combined with breathing, when you feel like you're on edge and you're about to come, like stop and slow down and see if you can breathe and just circulate it, and see if you can take that pressure sensation out of your cock and send that energy up your spine and then circulate it through your body. And this is a semen retention practice that I will go deeper into in another video, but this is just a good place to start. So you can try that out. Yeah, so that's about it actually at the moment, with what came into my mind. So to summarize, I will actually put like some little bullet points in the notes or the comments, so you can just have a quick read of them. And I will also be posting this on Spotify as a podcast. So yes, it will be a beautiful opportunity for you to just listen to what I'm saying if you're on the go, if you don't want to watch the video. So I'm starting a podcast called Elemental. Yes, so it's just started. I've just made the intro and I've started with some episodes. So I hope to see you over there as well. It's going to be a beautiful sharing of my life and my journey and all the things that I would love to share, all the downloads that I get. It's just a place for me to kind of put them all somewhere. So I'm very looking forward to that. So yeah, I wish you a beautiful day, and I hope that you find some kind of inspiration from this. Maybe not, maybe you resonate with some stuff, maybe your practices already include some of this stuff I've talked about. Either way, I hope you have a beautiful day, and yeah, really I hope that I can continue to connect with a lot of you that reached out to me, and see how we can help each other grow on this path, and by sharing openly and honestly, and yeah, really stepping into our power. So yeah, I wish you a beautiful day. Much love.